Well, good morning. Good morning, Arthur. Good morning, Marie. This is a new day. And remember, we were talking about green beans and tomatoes. And we were also talking about seed starters because we have seeds and we needed a place to put them to get them started. So let me show you what we have here. Aha. Now, you see that little seed starter that we had from yesterday, it was like this. It looked like a cookie. But today, it's all blown up. You see the difference? See how big it is now? Because it's all damp and wet. And that's what a seed needs to grow. So this seed starter is ready for planting. And what we're going to do is take one of these little green bean seeds, and we're going to plant it in the seed starter. Stick it right there in the middle, push it down a little bit, and that's all you do. Now we just have to wait for about 3 to 5 days for something to happen. And let me tell you what's going to happen. The first thing that's going to happen is a tiny root will come out of that seed and go down into the soil. If it comes out of the top, it will just turn around and go down into the soil, into the seed starter. And the soil is all you see in the seed starter. It's all confined, and there's this filmy looking covering that holds all the seed, all the soil together. And the soil and dirt would just sort of get very what do you say? It would sort of lay down and cover the table and just go all over the place. So we keep it together with this little seed starter, and that's what the root is looking for. It's looking for some soil to grow into, but it also needs water. So every day we're going to give it just a tiny little bit of water, just like that. That'll keep that root happy that I talked about. Now, when the root is down, it'll send out other roots. And pretty soon we'll have lots of roots down in the soil. And then something really wonderful will happen. You'll get a stem coming straight out of the seed, reaching up into the sky. And that's because a plant has to have sunlight to make the leaves happy. Okay, it needs water and it needs sunlight. So tomorrow, or maybe not tomorrow, but next week we'll come back and look at this seed and see what's going on with it. Okay, so I'll see you in about a week. Bye bye. Good morning, Arthur. Good morning, Marie. How are you today? Today, we have had our seed and our seeds growing in the little seed starters that I told you about. And we have been having them grow for about a week. So they've had plenty of time to enjoy the water and the dirt and the sunshine. Okay, so let's take a look and see what we got. You see, I'm up in my kitchen. I had to come up here so the plants would have sunshine. So let me move over here. And you remember my kitchen, there's windows looking out on the highway, but there's also a door to the pantry, and that's where we're going. We're going into the pantry. Here we are with my seed starters. You see I placed them in the little flower pots, lots of dirt around them, and I've been keeping them wet, but nothing is happening. We can't see anything happening. Well, You see, do you see those little red, tiny red tomato seeds? They are sitting there in the seed pod and nothing has been happening. But we have to be patient because I think eventually we're going to have some little tiny tomato plants come up out of those seed pods. Okay, but let's go over to this group here. And oh my goodness, look at these plants. These are the beans. And you see, I planted 4 bean plants. 2 of them are growing quite high. And that one there is Mr. Big there. He's got leaves on it. He's got a stalk. And you see, this is a little bit of leftover seed here on the outside. That'll fall off eventually, but we'll just leave it there. What we have to do now is be patient and give them lots of water. They get sun from this window here, which is good. And I'm keeping them indoors because it's still a little chilly for them to go outside. But not too much going on here with this little, but there is a little tiny white spot you see right on the top of that seed. Now either a root or a stem is going to come out of that white spot. And the same is true with this one. He's got a little white spot, and we'll see either a root or a stem. Now you see in this plant here that's been growing, you can't see the roots, but there are lots of roots down into the soil below the plant. And in this one here, you can kind of see a little bit of a root down there. You see that? See that little white spot by the stem, right at the bottom of the stem? That's a little root there. So we'll just have to wait and be patient and give them a little bit of water every day, and they'll be happy plants. Okay, that's what I wanted to show you today. Now, tomorrow, or maybe next week, we'll go out in the garden because I have some tomato plants that I planted about a month ago, and we're going to see how they are doing.